Right.
on the
Yeah.
football field.
So let's talk about our plan of action and how we want to carry out a behavior plan that teaches Mario some more positive behaviors that we can see while he's at school and hopefully that you can see at home as well. But one of the first things that we're going to be doing is we're going to make sure that Mario is receiving verbal praise whenever he's answering questions in class. We want to show him that we're really happy with him at any twist and turn when he's doing well in class. And I know that's something that Jenny is doing quite a bit of the time with him, but it's just one of the first steps that we're looking at to make sure all teachers are on the same page for when he's doing well in class. After that, we're going to make sure that once he has all his things and that he's doing his work appropriately, that we also give him verbal recognition for this. But here's the big one that we really hope helps him, is that anytime he completes his group work with no verbal or physical aggression, he'll be able to receive 10 extra minutes in shop class. We'll arrange that with the shop teacher. He can squeeze it in during recess, maybe over the lunch hour, or beginning end of the school day. But talking with the shop teacher before we got here, he did sound on board and that he's already available during those times. It'd just be a matter of making sure that Mario can make it in during those times.
Well, and I do believe that during the shop class, Mario has 0 incidents of verbal or physical aggression. I think
The shop teacher has nothing but incredible things to say about Mario in the classroom.
Yeah, Mario is very on the ball in the shop class. It's a good environment for him to be in.
So as far as that's what we're going to do when he's doing things correctly, there are going to be some cues that we have to let Mario know when we want to see something different, some more corrective consequences. So with this, we're going to have a point system within the classroom, and he gets points for any appropriate behavior that he's displaying, whether it's being on time, prepared, or has positive peer interaction. Even when he's being friendly with his peers and working on his class work, we're going to let him know that he's doing incredibly well with that, and so he's going to add points on for that. When he continues that, but if there is inappropriate behavior, he'll start to miss some of his recess time, which we know that means a lot to him, but it gives us some additional time to talk with him during recess about what's going on and how he can kind of change his behavior to be something a bit more positive. After that, though, if we continue to see inappropriate behavior in the same day with him, this is when he might lose his whole recess time to focus more on his schoolwork, and we do a little bit more coaching with him to make sure that he's using the right behavior throughout the day.
Where will he be spending that time? Will he be spending it in my class or will he be spending it with you?
He'll spend that time in my resource room, but should I be unavailable, I may make other arrangements with you if, say, I have another meeting to attend to or I have another commitment that I need to make. But I'll let you know that ahead of time if I'm not available in my resource room.
Okay, I greatly appreciate that because my recesses, as you know, is pretty valuable. All of our recesses are.
Recess is very important to all of us, and it's good planning time for us as well. I don't want to take that away from you, and I know there's some days where you have to do recess duty, playground duty, and lunchroom duty, and I certainly am not going to spring anything on you. If there's an occasion where both of us are unavailable, I know the shop teacher has said that he's more than happy to help out where he can.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're hoping that these corrective consequences continue to be effective for him. But if it's not being effective, we probably will reconvene as a team. I'll be talking with you, Brad, about what we're seeing, and we might talk about what might be a more restrictive environment or more intense environment that's going to help Mario succeed.
I appreciate knowing that it's very fluid, that we can reconvene to discuss any problems that might arise.
If we're seeing things that aren't working, I want to be sure that we find the next thing that does work before we move on. With that, we're also going to look at how we can help Mario with some more informal things that we want to encourage more in the day. We want to be sure to give him verbal praise anytime that he's doing well, as we talked about, catching him being good rather than him waiting to do something wrong so that he gets our attention. We're going to help him use the word please more of the time when he makes his requests, and that's a really big thing, especially when he's talking with his peers. Anytime that he's not really listening, we might change things from us saying please to him he needs to do what we're asking him to do. But if that problem continues, that's when we're going to look at taking away that recess time that hopefully he responds to. But that's essentially the framework of what we're looking to make for his behavior plan. Does anybody else have improvements to make or suggestions that we can make to just those elements of how we're reinforcing his behavior?
I think it sounds pretty doable.
I think it sounds
manageable.
Okay. Well, Jenny, you and I discussed a little bit about how we can improve his self-concept in the classroom. Would you like to share that with us?
Yeah. I think it's important for Mario to have a good self-concept, I think the good self-concept will help improve his educational success as well as his social success, because he does seem to be having a lot of negative interactions with his peers. So I'm hoping that if we can focus on improving his self-concept, we can improve those relationships with his peers. One of the biggest ways is to just, in my classroom, I have a general expectation of respect when interacting with each other. And so I will try to have a set time where we discuss that every day, the importance of respecting each other and no interrupting during discussions and the appropriate treatment of each other and doing kind acts for each other and catching them all doing good. Not just Mario, because I don't want to single Mario out, because I think that would not be the best towards working towards a good self-concept, excuse me. So I don't want to single them out. So all of these things will also apply to the students as a whole. All of the students are expected to treat each other fairly and to be rewarded without bias. So to assure that this is happening for Mario, I am going to focus on making sure he feels accepted. That maybe his bad behaviors aren't accepted, but that in my classroom it is a safe place and he is accepted. I really think that that's important for Mario. Sorry.
You're fine.
Excuse me.
But it sounds like overall you're just working to continue a caring classroom for him, and that all students in the classroom will know this, but that's something that includes Mario, that we're stressing that's a part of this plan. Is that right, Jenny?
Yes, that's right, because I want Mario to have good self-concept about himself. I don't want everything to be focused on what Mario can't do. I want to focus on where Mario is succeeding as well.
So one of the other big parts that we're going to look on this is how we can counseling is something that has been really, really helpful for a lot of our students, and we think it's going to continue to help out Mario. What we're looking to do is, in improving that self-concept, we're going to use the resources that we do have, but anything that when he's expressing emotional frustration and that comes in the form of aggression towards others, that's a lot of the coaching that Christina is going to be able to do for him. They'll be meeting about once a week that we're looking at, but ultimately we hope that all of these methods put together will help him build his identity as he continues to grow as the successful young man that he